everyone, Brad here today from the OFAH Heritage Center. Today's lesson is all about the only flying mammal, bats. In today's lesson, we'll aim to answer 3 questions all about bats. How do we identify a bat? Where do they live? And what do they eat? So stay tuned today as we learn all about bats. How do we identify a bat? It can be quite hard because there are over 1,300 species of bats across the world. In Ontario, however, there are only 8. These include the hoary bat, the eastern red bat, the silver-haired bat, the big brown bat, the tricolored bat, the little brown myotis, the northern long-eared myotis, and the eastern small-footed myotis. All of Ontario's bats are fairly small. The largest Ontario species is the hoary bat, and it weighs between 18 to 39 grams, which is only the weight of between 2 to 5 toonies. It measures from 13 to 14.5 centimeters from nose to tail, which is about the length from the heel of my palm to the tip of my pinky. It has a total wingspan of about 40 centimeters, so that's about as wide as a standard keyboard. The eastern small-footed myotis is the smallest bat in Ontario. It averages only 4 to 5 grams in weight, which is the same weight as a quarter. It's about 8 centimeters from nose to tail, or the same length as my pinky finger, and has a wingspan of just 21 to 25 centimeters. Wingspan refers to the length from one tip to the other of a bat's wings. Put your arms out like this and see how long your wingspan is. In humans, our arm span, as this is called, is supposed to be very similar to our height. An often surprising fact about bats is that they're mammals. So, what makes them mammals? Well, first off, mammals are warm-blooded, just like us. This means they can maintain a body temperature regardless of the temperature around them. All mammals also have hair or fur, and so do bats. Mammals, just like bats, also give birth to live young, and in bats, these babies are called pups. Bats also have mammary glands that produce milk for their babies, just like humans, cows, cats, and all other mammals. Bats are actually the only mammal in the world who can truly fly. Other mammals can glide, like the flying squirrel, but they cannot fly truly the way that bats do. Their wings contain long hand bones that are connected by a thin layer of skin. All bats are nocturnal. This means they're active during the night and sleep during the day. Have you ever heard the expression blind as a bat? Well, this expression is based off of a myth, and it's not true. Bats are actually not blind. They have vision very similar to a human's. Since they're nocturnal, bats simply do not rely on their eyesight to navigate. Instead, they use something called echolocation. Echolocation involves sending out high-frequency sounds from their mouth or nose and listening to the echo. Their large ears help capture the returning echo, and they use this to help figure out the size, shape, and texture of different objects in the environment around them. Humans can hear some of the sounds bats use for echolocation, but many of them are in a sound range that humans cannot hear. These sounds that bats use are called ultrasound. This means that bats have much better hearing than ours. Bats are not the only creatures that use echolocation. Many other animals do, including dolphins and whales. Check out the resources site on our webpage for a fun activity that'll teach you all about your ability to use echolocation. Where do bats live? Ontario bats are found from southern Ontario all the way north to the tree line. The tree line is a point where anything further north has little or no tree growth. During the day, bats spend their time roosting. Roosting refers to a rest or a sleeping period of an animal. Some species will roost in the leaves and branches of trees. Others will find small spaces to roost, such as the hollow spaces in trees or in rock crevices. It is common to find bats roosting in human structures, like under roofs and in attics. Have you ever seen a bat inside your home or cottage? If you did, they mean no harm. They're just looking for a safe place to roost. The installation of bat boxes has become quite popular to provide roosting habitat to bats. They will use these boxes for rest during the warmer months, but during colder months they will either migrate or hibernate. The eastern red bat, hoary bat, and silver-haired bat are migratory species, but little is known about where they go when they migrate. The other 5 species in Ontario hibernate from October or November until March or April in caves, abandoned mines, and human-built structures. Hibernation occurs in cool, damp places that stay above freezing. Bats do not remain inactive through the entire winter. It's important that they keep a healthy water balance, which means they wake up periodically to drink water. Hibernation for bats means that they lower their body temperature, their heart rate, and their metabolic rate. Their metabolic rate means the rate at which their body burns energy. They mostly rely on their fat reserves to survive the winter. What do bats eat? Bats often get a bad reputation thanks to movies like Dracula and other vampire films. They're often known as thirsty, blood-sucking creatures, but this couldn't be further from the truth. Bats are primarily insectivores in Ontario. This means that they have a diet made up mostly of insects. They feed on a variety of insects, such as moths, mosquitoes, and others. Some species have also been observed eating rodents, fish, frogs, birds, and smaller bats. Bats need to eat a lot because of the huge amount of energy it takes to fly and echolocate as they do. They can eat up to their own body weight in insects on some nights. Can you imagine eating your own body weight in food? You would burst. As I'm sure you've learned in this video, bats are not the scary creatures that you might imagine them to be. They're quite fascinating, incredible mammals. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Be sure to like this video and comment below. Don't forget to check out the resources section on our webpage. On there, you'll find free printable resource material like mini lessons and activity pages to follow up the virtual lesson. Please subscribe to stay connected as we learn together outside the classroom.